Hello, Goddess. Welcome back to the Habits of a Goddess podcast, a podcast filled with self love, self care, and spiritual affirmations. My mission for whoever's listening to this podcast is that you find ways to empower yourself, attract the life that you desire, and feel supported on this self love journey. I have experienced a new way of opening up to the endless possibilities of healing and growing through sharing my voice. I'm your host, Jasmine Rasco. In today's episode, we'll be talking about unlocking your intuition, how to trust your inner voice. Also, if you're enjoying the podcast, don't forget to give Habits of a Goddess podcast a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. I love reading reviews you guys leave. It means the world to me to see how truly the podcast has made a positive impact in your life. And when you leave a review, it helps other goddesses discover the podcast. So let's talk about unlocking your intuition and how to trust your inner voice. A lot of times when we are in a space of solitude or you're in a space of calmness, peace, you're able to hear that subtle voice that's always guiding you, always speaking to you. You're able to communicate with intuition, with your gut. When your connection is strong, you're able to make conscious decisions. And those decisions will always guide you in the right direction. But if you find that it's been hard for you to hear that inner voice, or you're not as confident as making decisions for yourself, I'm going to tell you how you can unlock that and to trust your inner voice more, because trusting yourself is part of your journey. Trusting the ability that you can make decisions based on your own instincts, and you will never miss a beat. You will never miss the mark for you. Like what is meant for you will always find you. It will always be there for you. And I feel like a lot of times people feel that they're disconnected with that part of them, and you're never disconnected. You just got to turn up the positive voice in your head. You got to start reaffirming those positive affirmations back to yourself and trusting that your own inner guidance is leading you towards this abundance that you're searching, you're seeking within yourself. It's always within yourself. Pay attention to how you feel. We're going to talk about feeling for a minute. I want you to pay attention to how you feel. Use this podcast as a great example. When you discovered Habits of a Goddess, what state of emotion was you in? How were you feeling that day when you subtly discovered Habits of a Goddess? Something led you to this very podcast, and your intuition told you to click on it and listen to whatever episode that you saw that day. Like whatever it is that grabbed your attention, your intuition said, I'm going to click on Habits of a Goddess and listen to it. You had no prior knowledge of what the podcast was about, but something in you decided that day to make an intuitive decision to click on it. And I want you to take a moment to just think back to when that moment was for you. Like, where were you at in your energy? Like, how were you feeling in your body? Were you feeling excited that day and you just so happened to come across the podcast? Or were you feeling an energy of just low? Like maybe your energy was just like off and you discovered it and you felt enlightened after you started listening to it. Or like your vibration started raising higher. I want to know, like, how were you feeling when you saw the podcast come up? Whatever stream that you're streaming from, that you're listening to it. Or maybe you discover it on YouTube, you're watching. How were you feeling? Pay attention to that, because this is going to take you further than anything. When you pay attention to how you're feeling, the energy, if it's telling you, this feels good to me, like this is a safe space for me, this is positive for me, the answer is yes, to move forward. But if you're feeling restricted, if you're feeling this anxiety or the vibration is off, then that to me is an indicator of no. It's always like if I feel excited about something, if I feel enlightened or if I feel at peace with something, that's a good indicator for me. And my intuition is connecting with me. It's talking, speaking to me in a connection. You want to make sure that you develop a healthy relationship with your gut feeling. Don't doubt the feeling that you feel. It is so real. You know what is true for you. You know what feels good to you. And you know what doesn't feel good to you. Like if you're consuming content and it doesn't feel good to you, maybe that's an indicator that you shouldn't consume that content anymore. Because anytime, any moment that I don't feel my best, when I eat something or watch something or have a conversation with something or from in a certain environment, my intuition will signal and be like, you need to leave, or you need to stop communicating with this person, or you don't need to eat this anymore. This isn't good for you. It's the same when you are listening to any creator or watching any creator online. Your intuition is going to send you those nudges, those signals, and speak to you. The way that you can also tell, like if you're blocking the signal of understanding, if you feel like you don't have like a strong connection with your own intuition, is if you're limiting your mindset or if you have like self-doubt, that is an indicator that you don't have a strong connection with your intuition. Self-doubt, fear, all of that blocks your open communication channel with your intuition. And how you open that back up is you want to be in tune with your body. You want to be in tune with yourself, and you want to start trusting your own gut instinct. The first 3 seconds of your experience with someone or being in an environment, what answer do you get from that? How do you feel within the first 3 seconds? I always pay attention within the first 3 seconds of me meeting someone. How do I feel? Right away, like I have an answer, like if I should engage more in a conversation with this person or if I shouldn't. If I'm in an environment and it feels unsafe, within the first 3 seconds, my body is telling me, you need to leave. This isn't a safe environment for you. You get those same nudges too. But if you feel like you're blocking your intuition, it could be coming from self-doubt, not making decisions, not being in the present moment. All of that will hinder your open communication with yourself, with your intuition. And if you're going back and forth with yourself and you're not able to like make affirmative decisions for you that is going to align with your desires, your higher self, I need you to call back your energy. I need you to call back your own ability to think for yourself, to make decisions for yourself, and to trust yourself. You can trust your own inner voice. It will never misguide you. When you stay present in the moment and you avoid overthinking, you avoid getting caught up in the past or the future, because if you're in the future, you're probably overthinking, things in a situation for you. When you're mindful and you're grounded, your inner voice speaks to you in subtle ways. So pay attention to how you feel around certain people, certain places. That's so important to growing your connection with yourself and just truly trusting your own inner voice, trusting that it will guide you. Your inner voice is a compass and it will take you to places that aligns with your higher self. Also, pay attention to your dreams. Like, have you had dreams that you'll dream of something or dream of somebody? In the dream, it's like literally giving you answers to your prayers, or it's literally speaking to you in a way that you can interpret your dream. And sometimes you may dream of someone or dream of a place that you've never been, and your dreams are trying to interpret and speak to you. And sometimes we may not understand the dream in the moment, but if you have a journal, I would definitely write those dreams down, because maybe later on, those dreams are revealing to you something that's on your subconscious mind. So pay attention to your dreams too. Your dreams is always communicating to yourself. your higher self too as well. Dreams do reveal a lot that's playing on our subconscious mind too. So I always try to take notes. Sometimes I may wake up in the middle of the night and I'll just grab my phone and be like, "Oh, I dreamed of this." And it's never failed me. Like whenever that happens, like in my physical world, I'm like, you know what? I had a dream about this and it happened. It's like your spiritual connection, your intuitive guidance system is always revealing what's happening or what's going on for you. And I always take that as a like, wow, I'm in tune with my inner being. I'm in tune with my inner voice and I'm paying attention to the signs, the signals, which dreams is one of those forms for me. Angel numbers, images, seeing something repetitive. A lot of times those are ways of like us registering like our intuitiveness. So pay attention. Also, making bold decisions in life has allowed me to trust my own inner voice and to cancel outside noise. It's so easy when you are in a vulnerable state, it's so easy to really lean and trust on other people because we may put them on a pedestal or we may feel like they have more knowledge than us. And they may do have more knowledge, right, in certain areas of our life. But you also have access to learning and to gaining more knowledge and whatever it is that you want to learn in life. And when you start making bold decisions for yourself, that is going to uproot you out of a scarcity mindset, that's going to uproot you out of a limited, lack mentality, and it's going to take you to an abundant state. When you make those bold decisions, you're gaining the momentum. You're gaining the momentum of self-belief. You're gaining the momentum of confidence. You're gaining the momentum to be in tune and make intuitive decisions that's going to align with your life purpose. I have a story time of like when I learned to trust my own inner voice and my intuition led me to this path that I'm on now. So I left home when I graduated high school. I had no family, no unlimited, resources, no help. I had nothing but a desire to change my environment. I had a desire to be successful. I wanted to be a businesswoman. I knew from like an early age I wanted to start a business. Over the past 10 years, I learned how to grow my self-belief, my confidence, and take bold actions. That required me to trust myself more and to trust my intuition. My internal guidance system has never failed me. The years of solitude that I've, developed, it grew my strong connection with my own intuition. I had no one in my ear chattering, saying that I would fail. If anything, I might would have talked myself out of making a decision, but I always knew how to get myself back in alignment with my intuition. My inner qualities are always shining through my passions. The right people will recognize them and highlight them in a positive way. I stand affirm with this affirmation because I have always been a woman of many passions and I never allowed myself to be in a box. I feel like sometimes people like to place people in boxes. They have a perception of them of how they should act, how they should look, how they should talk, but never let or allow someone to put you in a box. Always allow your inequalities to shine through your passions and stand firm with them. So I want to tell you about a time I had this amazing opportunity to be in a magazine, and it led me to expanding brand awareness about my business. So this was around 2017, where this magazine at the time, if you're not familiar with Jezebel magazine, it's a publication magazine based out of Atlanta, Georgia. And Jezebel magazine was very geared and focused towards like what's going on in Atlanta, like the happening of who's who. Lots of celebrities, lots of entrepreneurs, lots of different businesses. And you definitely wanted to be part of this scene. It was a great networking opportunity to grow personal brand, to grow your business. That's how I saw it. So this opportunity came in a form of being a part of Atlanta's 50 Most Beautiful. Every year they have like this online application process. You submit like a photo of yourself, and then like there's like a questionnaire. And if you're selected for an interview, they'll reach out back to you. So I followed through the process. I submitted my information, and then I got a email saying, "Congratulations, you've been selected to be interviewed." So this wasn't like, "Congratulations, you've like made it." It was like, "You've been selected to be part of the interview process," because there's several different steps to it. So I'm excited because the interview is also like a mixer. You get to network. There's lots of people, the who's who. There's photographers. Everyone's gonna be there. So I get there and I bring a friend with me. And at the time, I'm like a year into my online business called JRAS Collection, women's fitness clothing line. And I have my eyes on, I want to bring brand awareness to my business. So this is my purpose of actually trying out to be one of Atlanta's 50 Most Beautiful, because they also highlight who you are as a person. And if you have a business, that will be featured too. So I get there and I'm in the interview. There's probably 200 to 300 people at this event. It's very, very popular. And at the interview, they're asking very candid questions like, "What's your name? What do you do? What are your favorite spots you like to hang out at?" And so at the interview, I have an amazing opener, and it feels like I'm having a conversation with a girlfriend at this interview. It's very relaxed, it's very candid, and I like to give credit to like my years of being in pageants, of me actually feeling really great and, just, speaking in this form of interview format, because it's like a table of 10 of us at a time. And it's kind of like a Boston round robin interview style. So I had like prior experience to this. So the nerves slowly fade away, but the excitement was totally there. So after the interview, we're all hanging out. There's this mixer. We're getting to know each other. People want to know, "Oh, what do you do for a living? Where did you go to school?" Those kind of questions. And I always see this is a marketing opportunity to share and talk about like online clothing business. And this is it. And after the interview, a few weeks go by. I'm wondering, did I get selected? Did I not? There's like 200 to 300 people that was at this interview, and who knows like what they were looking for. I get a call back and saying, "Congratulations, you have been selected to be one of 50 Atlanta's Most Beautiful." So they picked like 25 women, 25 guys, and it's very like, everything is very professional, like the photographer, the location, everyone who's part of this magazine. It's like the red carpet is rolled out for you. So we end up shooting at a private location, and I end up meeting different people from all different walks of life. And like I said, this is like one of the most popular magazines that you can be in. And so after being interviewed and after being part of the magazine, they also ask you like, "Oh, you want to would you like to share anything else, about yourself?" I always see like this is an opportunity to speak about my offering, like what do I do, like my business. And this can bring brand awareness back to JRAS Collection. And this magazine company have millions of readers each month. So this is an opportunity. My intuition is kicking in. I'm getting these intuitive downloads. This is an opportunity, Jasmine, to shine the spotlight on your business and to grow it, and to to make the best out of this amazing opportunity that you've been given. So I end up talking about JRAS Collection, my online clothing store at the time, and that led me to being featured in several publications later on. They had like Atlanta's Leading Ladies. They highlighted like maybe, I don't know, like maybe 20 of us ladies with our businesses. All of this to share that I had no clue how I was going to market myself when I first started my business. And there were so many different avenues. Social media is just one component, but there's so many different channels, so many different avenues to grow your own business. And my intuition told me to try out an audition for this magazine that they're selecting 50 most beautiful people at the time. And I was selected. And that led me on to grow a professional relationship with the publisher and the people behind the scene and other people that were part of the magazine too as well. So I was able to show up in spaces that I never had access before. I'm from a small town and I think about my journey all the time. Like, how did I get here? What led me here? I always believe what is meant for you will never miss you. And you will always get those intuitive hits. You will always get those intuitive downloads of what place you should go to, what person you should talk to, what opportunity that you should take. You should listen to it because those intuitive thoughts that you get, your intuition is speaking and trying to communicate to you. Me being a part of the magazine, the Jezebel magazine, not only did it give me confidence and gave me the ability to expand and reach an audience that I didn't have access before to. I didn't have access to the Jezebel readers before. But now I had access because I was a part of the magazine. And with their readers, I was able to be featured on their website. I was able to do online interviews. And it always gave me a position to market myself and my brand and to grow it and to monetize what I was doing all along. I've always saw that this is an opportunity to expand on what I do. So if you're a content creator, if you have a podcast, because I know a lot of you guys, when you tune in on the lives, you're always asking, how can you gain, listeners, or how can you gain followers, or how can you gain sponsorships? If you've been listening and you're wondering, like, how can you grow your brand or grow you as a person, listen to those intuitive thoughts that you get. Like, let your intuition, your inner voice guide you. Within the first 3 seconds, you do get that signal. You do get that message of what is right for you. That decision that you've been like hesitant on, that's not the path for you. If you're hesitant on making a decision, that's not the path for you. But if you have an instant impulse reaction to do something, to take an opportunity, whether it's to take a new job opportunity or to start a new fresh page or to post that content, whatever it is that's been lingering, on your heart, and you get an intuitive thought to do it, take alignment in that, take aligned actions in that. That is your guidance system telling you this is the right decision for you in the moment. When I think about when I applied for the 50 Most Beautiful in Atlanta, that was the right decision for me in that moment because that led me to later on being able to market my brand, get in front of millions of readers of that company, their audience, and have an amazing network. Like having an expanded network in an area that I had no access to before gave me the boost of confidence as a businesswoman. Because when you're in business or whether you have a brand for yourself, it's so important to network. Like you want to grow and expand, you have to network. You have to put yourself out there. And when you're showing up in spaces that you've never been to before, you're gaining the mobility, you're gaining the confidence, you're reaffirming to yourself that you belong in this space. And you're unlocking different features within yourself. You're unlocking the confidence, you're unlocking the abundance within yourself. And you're able to make intuitive decisions that's going to strengthen your inner voice. And you're going to feel so confident when you're making decisions based on your intuition. And you're like, my intuition told me to listen to this episode because now I know what decision I need to make today. My intuition told me to follow this person online because now I know what I need to do for myself. My intuition told me to go to this restaurant and eat today. Now I made a connection with someone who I probably would have never crossed paths with, but we happen to be at the same place at the same time. And we happen to start talking to each other. Maybe you're sitting next to the person who you need to speak to for that day in that moment. Your intuition is always guiding you. It's a compass map. Cancel outside behavior, cancel outside noises. Anything that is limiting your connection to your intuition, it is not in your favor. So cancel that. Get very firm and gain the momentum in your life. Like, get very clear on your desires. If you have to, take some time to journal everything that you want in life. Don't leave anything out, and meditate on it. Like, your intuition is there for you. It's there for you. It'll never leave you. If you haven't been hearing your own inner voice and you've been hearing outside chatter, you know what you need to do. You know exactly what you need to do. You need to cancel the noise. So I want to remind you guys that when you are speaking in a mindset, like your vibration, when you're speaking affirmative to yourself over your life, you're also granting yourself permission to believe in what you're saying over you. Like, you're affirming greatness over your life, and you're affirming the words that you're speaking. Like, your words are so powerful, and that inner voice is powerful too. So make sure you're thinking highly of yourself and you're speaking highly of yourself. That way you have the confidence to make decisions that is best for you in the moment. And you can lean on your own judge of character. Remember to be kind and gentle with yourself. I want to leave you with an affirmation that you can repeat throughout the day. Place your hand over your heart and just take a deep breath and breathe. And repeat this affirmation after me. I recognize my inner qualities and highlight them with positive affirmations. I recognize my inner qualities and highlight them with positive affirmations. I recognize my inner qualities and highlight them with positive affirmations. Just let that affirmation resonate with you today, and remember to recognize your own inner qualities. Remember to recognize your own intuition. Remember to recognize your intuitive thoughts, because these are the things that you use on a day-to-day basis. The daily habits that you create for yourself, the daily verbiage that you have with yourself, your connection to yourself, it's so important. And it's important to highlight them with positive affirmations to reaffirm. So stay grounded, stay in alignment with yourself, stay connected to your intuition, and remember who you are. You are a goddess. You are a divine goddess who have intuitive thoughts that is always guiding yourself on the right path. And no one can come between you and your intuition. You have to grant them permission, but no one can come between you and your own intuition. From now on, you make decisions based off your intuition. You trust yourself based off your own intuition. And you have a previous past experience of making right decisions. Remember those right decisions you made for yourself. Let that be affirmative for you moving forward in life. So, thank you for listening to this episode. If it resonated with you today, leave us a beautiful 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Also, come over to the Instagram at Habits of a Goddess to connect with our community and comment under our most recent post of your thoughts of the episode. I love interacting with you goddesses, and I appreciate your love and support. Don't forget to share the podcast and tag us at Habits of a Goddess. Have a beautiful day.